How you doing tonight?
Y'all been here all day.
Yeah, we did the Wednesday yesterday.
Yeah, we did 4 games yesterday. Mississippi's tonight. We'll do the finals for them tomorrow.
Good. At least y'all ain't been here for the week. That's a long day.
Oh, it would have been a long day.
Yeah.
I couldn't have held up.
Been here all day.
How are you doing? Doing well. Doing well. The end of the season's here, ain't it? Are y'all calling the game? Y'all did a great job. I was listening to the other one.
Oh, really?
And look, I ain't one to normally toot the announcer's horn, but that was you did a good job.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Never got your name before the broadcast.
Kevin.
Alex.
Alex,
Hey,
very
good
nice
to meet you. Real quick. One jumper for Pitt. Hi, John. Hi, John. Not Kai Juan. Hi, John.
We call it Kawan, right? Odin. Kawan? How do you say it?
I said come
Coach just
on.
said
We
Kai
call
John.
it a second Kawan. Oh, well, it's Kai John. It might be. We may be mispronouncing it.
That's why I asked.
Let's go with Odin.
Well, there's two, so you got a problem there. Which one's first? I don't know.
Ethan had a good game, though.
He did, but boy, he's doing it his own way right now.
And he's been doing that this last half of the season.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's part of their problem.
He'll be the, I hate to say this. I will never say this to anybody else. He'll be the reason why we're not winning. And I hate that. That breaks my heart.
Yeah. I thought he was and I thought he was after that 6 games. He came back. He was a little different the last couple of weeks of the season. Is that one of the Bryant and Stratton coaches?
Yeah. John? Hi, John. Oh, John, like J-O-N.
Yes.
This could be a heck of a ball game.
Shot blocking.
I love Baylor. Big man over there. Out of the way. Down there. battle it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a battle.
Uh-huh.
I know. On one hand, I like the tenacity, and on the other hand, everybody wants to fight.
I'm wrong. We call him by his nickname, Kiwan.
Kiwan. Kiwan. Thank you. Appreciate
That
that.
is a key one.
Kiwan.
Yeah. You just don't want to take it over that edge. And it happens sometimes.
In my opinion, Pitt's tournament time and JCAA high school is about technical fouls. The regionals is about technical fouls. We're out 4 games when you get tossed out. When you get tossed, you're out 4 games.
Seasons
Two
at that point.
from the NJCAA and then our region doubles it. So you have to be so dumb to fight someone in March.
Yeah.
I don't have to play anyone.
I thought it was going to happen last night
Yeah.
with Pitt,
Right,
when
right.
Curry,
Yeah.
because that dude threw it right in his head. And I was like, so, and he said he was a bit of a hot. So he redshirted a year at Davis State. And he's a good kid. So he was a little hot, right? And I saw him do this, and I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I thought it might go down. Officials did a great job. Officials did a great job.
I don't want anyone fighting at any time of year. But if there is one time of year where you don't fight anybody, don't fight anyone in the tournament. Your season's over. Yeah, you have to pray that your team makes it far enough in the national tournament to play. I just think it's a dumb decision. I'd rather be called a.
Well, that happened to Davidson Davy about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. They had an incident they did the district thing like in Maryland or whatever. And a couple of them left the bench and they were suspended for the rest of the year. So they went and played the national tournament. Their entire starting five was gone because they left the bench. And you're like, guys, you got to be smart. You got to be really smart.
They let the bench stuff go so people get used to it. And then they start teaming people up in that morning and you feel like what's happening
Slow.
tonight. I'm not saying that it's right.
Referee game management's a
But
big deal.
management is huge. I'm like, you're surprised these kids are spinning any stuff when you have no control of the game.
Right.
Like, again, like, you should do that, but your job is to enforce the rules and keep everybody safe. You're not doing that with control to the point where you want to battle with people. We see that in soccer a lot more than in wrestling. So, like, you guys, like, you have to manage the people, or else someone's going to get hurt.
Man, is anybody from Baylor? I like that kid. Like, he just looks like a great kid. It's like, I want him to be successful.
I do know the apprentice school of MBA.
Yeah.
I played yesterday and they really won.
Okay.
So I do know that there's some good.
Kid's always smiling. I don't know how he is personally, but he always looks like he's smiling. Yeah, he's one of those that, like, so he never caught up with his size, I think, but he's one of those that I'm like, man, I hope somebody gives him a smile.
I think he'll be alright.
So just when I see a kid smile like that, I'm like, I want to see him get, you know what I mean? I'd love. I don't know if we can get this one. Sure. It's their backup ball.
This one's going out extra.
You're welcome. Has it got lead in it? Okay. Here's another one if you need it.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Joe and Bob Sports Center at Cape Community College for the Division II.
They're just doing the starting lineups, right?
Yeah.
Start. You want to go ahead and go live while they're doing the starting
Yep.
lineups? Do you have starting lineups?
No.
Okay.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Region 10 Division II men's basketball tournament action. I'm Miles Poole along with Kevin Gardner. We're coming to you live from the Schwartz Center here at Cape Fear Community College. And day 2 action, the semifinals. Kevin, this is game 2. Bryant and Stratton, the Bobcats, taking on the Pitt Bulldogs.
Yeah, it should be a great game. I mean, we saw both of these teams come out here last night and get wins in impressive fashions. I mean, they really had to fight for them both, to be honest, right? And these are two teams that we've seen throughout the season in Region 10. They were playing towards the top. Bryant and Stratton may have finished in the number 2 spot, but Pitt was really nipping at the heels all year long to finish where they did at number 3. And so I think you've got two very evenly matched teams, and I'm looking forward to it.
Interesting, Bryant and Stratton comes in as the number 2 seed. The Pitt Bulldogs, the number 3 seed. In the regular season, Pitt beat Bryant and Stratton twice.
Yeah, and again, it just speaks to the strength of Region 10. I mean, we've talked about that throughout this tournament of how good, the teams are up and down the lineup, right? And that's a great example of it, that any given night, Pitt can get the victory over a great team like Bryant and Stratton.
Well, we'll set the starting lineups for you in tonight's contest for the Bobcats. Jontez Raspberry, Khalil Oden, Kewan Oden, Kamani Small, and Gamar Powers. Your starting 5 for the Bobcats. For the Bulldogs, it'll be Jaquan Curry, Traven Norwood, Marion McCray, Jaquan Baylor, the big guy, and Xylee Bazemore, who had a big night last night, 17 points in that win over Catawba Valley. These are 2 of the best shot blocking teams in the country, Kevin.
Yeah, and you can't look at the camera and miss Mr. Baylor, number 34 from Pitt. What a big guy. He comes in and he's really smart. You talk about shot blocking, and it really takes a smart shot blocker to really time it up well, stay out of foul trouble. You've got to use the cylinder that you're allowed, if you will, your space well, and he does it so very well. And it's fun to watch him. He created a lot of havoc last night, but he's not the only one on the court. But boy, he's fun to watch from a shot blocking perspective.
14th in the nation are the Bobcats in shot blocks per game. Pitt, number 1, 5.8 blocks a ball game. So we'll see some swats tonight from these 2 teams for sure. Baylor wins the tip, and Norwood gonna get it over to Bazemore, and we'll start things out here at the Cape Fear Community College. It's a great venue to watch a ball game, to do a ball game. Been a lot of good ball games played on this court this tournament.
Yeah, great facility here, just up from the banks of the Cape Fear in downtown Wilmington.
Bazemore misses on a 3. Raspberry going to control the boards for the Bobcats. The Bobcats will push it. They like to score. They are one of the better shooting teams in the country, 88.8 points a ball game. And there you see Kamani Small driving to the bucket for an easy layup. First bucket of the game, and just like that, Pitt takes a quick timeout. 19:26 left in the second half, and Coach Mullins is going to take a quick timeout for the Bulldogs. Saw something he didn't like.
Coach Mullins, fiery coach, and clearly wants to set a tone with his players coming out tonight right off the bench. You mentioned that Pitt's been able to beat Bryant and Stratton twice already this season. One of the most difficult things to do is beat a team 3 times in the season. And Coach Mullins is saying, listen, guys, that's not how we're going to get it done tonight. So let's start out a little bit differently than that.
Both teams get here on victories. There's a steal and a turnover. Norwood strong to the bucket. That was a nice drive there by Norwood. Very aggressive to the bucket.
Yeah, he's a very athletic young man, long and lanky. He knows how to get around the rim.
Kamani Small missing on an attempted 3 there. So Bryant and Stratton beat Lewisburg last night 78-70 to advance. Pitt Community College defeated Catawba Valley 98-91.
Those very good ball games last night. It's all 4 of the games yesterday really were.
Bazemore inside to Baylor, the big guy, and he knows what to do with it when he gets around the bucket. Slams it home. At 6'8", he doesn't really need to leave the ground too much to do that.
I think he probably grabbed the rim just standing reach.
See him control the boards there. He played a lot of minutes last night, too. I was kind of surprised for a big guy. He was up and down the court a lot.
Listen, he left it all out, and I think we've seen that these last 2 days. Everybody's fighting for this last game. Nobody wants the season to end, and so everybody's kind of leaving it out here on the court, which is a lot of fun to see. I think all these teams realize that they need to get this championship to lock up a spot in Danville, Illinois.
Marion McCray drove to the bucket, was fouled. The foul going to be called on Raspberry is first. And McCree at the free throw line, an 80% free throw shooter, misses that first one. Sophomore out of Tarboro, North Carolina, North Edgecombe High School. I'm sure he's got some higher division schools looking at him, four-year schools.
Yeah, very athletic build. Pretty smart player. We haven't seen a lot of mistakes out of him. Plays defense. So certainly I think he could have an impact on somebody's roster at the four-year level.
Turnover underneath the bucket for the Bobcats. Bazemore are going to fire up a two-point shot, misses. Bobcats are going to run with it. Smalls, nice pass. Over to Powers for the jam. Pitt leading 5-4. Full court pressure by the Bobcats, and there's a steal. Nice hustle by Powers. And a three-point shot by Khalil Oden is good, wide open, and he doesn't miss him when he's that open.
No, he doesn't. We've seen what he can do these last two seasons playing in Region 10. Great ball player. He's the kind of guy that can drop 25, 30 on any given night.
Bazemore gets the rebound, puts up a short jumper. It's good. Zali's first points of the game, 7-all. Bobcats swing the ball very well. Khalil Oden misses on the three, and here come the Bobcats. Bobcats with a steal. Turnaround jumper there by Raspberry. That looked good.
Yeah, that's what you got to understand. You get the ball there at the elbow. Just go ahead and pull up and make the jumper. A lot of times players are hesitate and they don't get the open look. He caught, shot, and knocked it down. It's a good-looking play by Raspberry.
Bazemore gets it over to Curry. Back to Bazemore. Oden with the steal. Jaleel with the steal, but they lose the ball. Nice hustle on the other end of the court by Traven Norwood. Get the ball back to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and that's a case where you might have had Oden, Kawan just maybe possess it and then try to get ahead to his brother Khalil. He tried to flip it over the head, and Norwood was able to track it down.
Bazemore in the corner, passes up a three, loses. He's on that end of the court. No Bulldogs down there for that defensively.
Boy, and a heads-up play by Small to just tap that ahead. He wasn't going to be able to get away from the defender. He kind of got tripped up, but he tapped it ahead to Oden for an easy layup.
The pressure of the Bobcats getting to the Bulldogs. That was a steal by Kawan Odom for an easy layup, and Bryant and Stratton now up 13-7.
With Pitt feeling the pressure early by Bryant and Stratton. There's no doubt about that. Bryant and Stratton getting a lot of deflections.
There's a putback by the big guy. Baylor gets a little junk bucket there with a rebound and a putback. I like that he went straight back up with it. Bazemore to Marion McCray, and going to miss the shot, but he's going to be fouled and will go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on Powers.
Boy, this is a hectic pace. You can see it on Kawan Oden, Monty Small, both kind of doubled over. You could just see them breathing heavily because, hey, look, it's 15 minutes now. We're just now getting to the under 16 timeout because they've been going up and down for the last 5 minutes.
15:06 left to go in the second half. Bryant and Stratton up 13-9 over Pitt. We'll be back to Cape Fear Community College right after this.
As a Cape Fear grad, you have options. Maybe too many options. Are you ready? Get started at Cape Fear today.
We're back here at the campus of Cape Fear Community College. This is game 2 of today, the semifinals. Bryant and Stratton up over Pitt right now, 13-9. Kevin, pretty frantic pace to start this ball game.
Yeah, Bryant and Stratton's come out very aggressive, not only pressing full court, but just they're getting out in transition. I mean, they're looking for the outlet pass, and they're going heads up whenever they get the ball. And that's what makes this team so good, is they can get out and run, but they're also very smart with the basketball. Clearly very patient when they have to be, but boy, they like getting out and going, and they've done so very well so far.
And Marianne McCray back at the free throw line to shoot a couple. First one is good. Marianne, the second team all-region selection announced yesterday for Region 10. And that second shot is true and good. 13-11. Bobcats lead by 2. A little full court pressure now by the Bulldogs. There's a 3 and a miss by Mitt. Bobcats swinging around. Nice drive inside by Clarence Burton. We're all tied up now, 13 apiece.
Yeah, and a good response by Pitt here over the last 2 minutes. Bryant and Stratton got out to an early lead, but Pitt's found their way back into it, and they've settled in a little bit.
Well, Jaquan Curry on a steal created that play inside for McCray. And now the Bulldogs have taken a 2-point lead. 3-point shot by Mitt misses. And that ball is going to belong to the Bulldogs. Haven't seen the Bobcats take the ball inside too much when they're in that half-court set with Baylor down low.
Well, Baylor has at least 7 inches, 6 inches with over every Bobcat player that's currently on the court. But I would recommend, as I always do, if you got a big man, go right at them. Go right at the chest and see if they're going to stop you, attack, because you're not going to go around them. I can promise you that.
That's what we saw in the first game tonight. Fayetteville Tech win straight at Lamonte Cowser for the Storm. Nice turnaround jumper by McCray. He's got 7 points early. He's hot.
He averages 18, so he's not a foreign customer to putting a lot of points up. Went right at Baylor that time, didn't they?
Yeah, boy, I tell you, D's went right at Baylor, and that shot almost blocked. And on the other end, Curry takes it home, and Pitt now on a little bit of a run. They lead 19-13, and we're going to have a foul. That's going to be on Rayshawn Boston. First team foul for Boston, first team foul for Pitt.
Well, we've had a run by Bryant and Stratton, and currently Pitt's on one. See if Bryant and Stratton can respond and try to stop the bleeding a little bit.
Khalil Oden, Jalen Mitt, Powers, Gamar Powers. Also Travis Hamilton in now, along with Saquon Dees for the Bobcats. Hamilton, wide open 3, thinks about it, then pulls the trigger, and it's good. He thought about it. I thought he might have took a little bit too long to think about it, but he did pull the trigger, and it was true.
Yeah, Hamilton's a freshman. I think it's going to be fun to see how he can develop next year. Looks like a lot of upside.
We saw him come into the ball game last night, brought a lot of energy to the Bobcats, and he picks up a foul there. The Bobcats were ranked earlier in the season, 25th, I think. They got up to 25th in the nation for a couple of weeks.
Right, and then unfortunately suffered a loss and didn't make it back in. But, yeah, they made their way into the top 25, and I think well-deserved. I think it's a very good basketball team, and I would take a look at either one of these teams and say if either one of them were happen to be able to knock off Davidson-Davie tomorrow night and get the bid to Danville, either one of these teams could go out there and make some noise, I think.
Speaks to the strength of Region 10. There's a nice three-point shot by Burton, 22-16. You got Greenling in now, Hunter Greenling in to spell Baylor for a little bit.
We saw Greenling get some action in the first half last night, but then never came back in.
Yeah.
So apparently they like to use him a little bit in the first, get that breather for Baylor. I'm not sure how much confidence there is to go in the second half.
Well, knocked out.
Certainly easy to make those kind of substitutions when right now you've got a 6-point lead. So a little bit of liberty the Coach Bullets can take at the moment.
Yeah, give the big guy a little chance to catch a breather over on the bench. Like you said, he played most of the second half last night. So a lot of minutes for Big Baylor. Tamir Moore. And now gets it over to McCray. Back to Boston, back inside to McCray. Misses, can't get his follow-up to go. But the Bobcats do, the Bulldogs do maintain possession. There's a long three-point shot by Moore. It's good. 25-16 now. Pitt up over Bryant and Stratton. Three-point miss there by Powers, but the Bobcats control the boards. A little behind the back pass from Moden to Dees, and he hits the three.
Dees' first points on the night. Back and forth contest continues.
10:50 left to go here in this first half. There's almost a steal by Kiwan Oden. Checking in now for Pitt. Traven Norwood coming back into the game, and we got a timeout on the court, media timeout. 10:49 left to go here in the half. Pitt leads Bryant and Stratton 25-19.
Perfect combo includes 2 pizzas, 2 sides, and a 2-liter bottle of Coke. So we were asking real people how much they think all of this costs.
35, 45, 50.
$19.99. I'm about to order that when I get home. It's Domino's Perfect Combo, and it's all just $19.99.
And we're back here at the Schwartz Center, Kevin. Game 2 of the semifinals tonight. Two teams that know each other again very well. They played in the regular season, and even though Bryant and Stratton is the higher seed, they haven't beaten Pitt yet this year, and right now Pitt's in control 25-19.
Yeah, you know, the first couple of minutes looked like the Bobcats might be able to come out and really see some control of the game. Look, Pitt Bulldogs just came back out and said, no, we're not going to do that, and did give it away. What we've seen is Bryant and Stratton, some of those early minutes, they were able to get out and transition. I mean, Khalil Oden, Kamani Small, absolutely have the ability to get out in a hurry and run. They were able to do it early. Pitt's really taking better care of the basketball. Their guard play's been a little bit stronger. And really what's been interesting here is you've gotten Baylor out of the game, and they've been able to get good minutes so far from some of the reserves like Greenling that's given them some solid minutes and maintaining that 6-point lead. See Norwood come back in now, and we'll see if he can do some damage down low against really a little bit of a smaller lineup for the Bobcats.
The Bulldogs go inside, then kick it out to Norwood. Norwood from 3, a little short. And ball controlled by Dees. Kiwan Odom with the basketball, drives a little flip behind his back to Dees in the corner. Misses the 3, and the rebound goes to Burton. Norwood over to Boston. Back to Burton. Back to Norwood. Norwood thinking about driving, pulls up with a jumper, no good. Jalen Mitt's going to get the rebound, and I think they're going to call a foul. They will call a foul on Clarence Burton.
Not a lot of fouls given so far, but you don't want to give one up 87 feet from the basket.
Yes.
I don't even know if it was on the ball carrier. Found somebody off the ball.
25-19, Pitt leads. Under 10 minutes now to go, so we're half the midway point of the first half. Had a great first game. Storm winning that one over the Trojans of Fayetteville Tech, 77-62 to advance to tomorrow's finals. Hamilton inside, gets the roll. Tell you what, he wasn't intimidated to go inside against the big guys.
Well, good for him. He's going to make a living trying to do it. I mean, if he wants to be able to make it at the junior college level and play well at 5'10", he's going to have to get used to going in and attacking.
Norwood going to drive strong to the bucket. That ball's blocked by Raspberry. All the way to the exit door over there. Nice block by Jontez. Be Bulldog basketball. They're holding on to a 4-point lead. Norwood's going to take a long three. Misses, and the rebound controlled by Kewan Oden. Small's going to pull up. That's a long two. He misses. A nice job on the glass by Jalen Mitt getting the putback.
Spill's first bucket of the game. Probably bailed out Small a little bit. I don't know that that was the smartest shot by him. Long two-pointer early in the shot clock, but Milt there to get the rebound and put it back.
Big guy Baylor inside, hard to handle. He gets his 6-point, and he's going to be fouled by Raspberry. That's a tough assignment inside for Raspberry.
Yes, it is. I mean, Raspberry's listed at 6'6". So Baylor's got at least 2 inches on him, but I'm going to say probably 120 pounds at least, right?
Yep.
I mean, and so that's just a physical mass to try to keep up with. What you have to do, though, if you're going to try to go against someone that's bigger than you've really got to be able to use leverage, right? So it's all about your leg strength and being able to back them up and really put leverage against them. But when he's inside that close, there's just not a lot you can do with that.
Pretty good free throw shooter there, too, looking 28-23, Pitt leads. Ball almost stolen. Smalls misses a 3-point shot. And the Bobcats having some trouble with their shots tonight. There, strong drive to the hole by Barber. Misses, but the big guy's there with a putback. He's got 9 points already.
Mount Baylor looking good right now.
30-23, Pitt leads. Baylor blocked that shot, and they're going to call him for a foul on Gamar Powers. Got a little bit of a hand. That's his first foul.
Must have just gotten the palm right there, because, boy, that's a tough call. Tough call if you're the referee.
Timeout on the court. 7:54 left to go here in the first half. Pitt leads it 30-23. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, Domino's Perfect Combo is a big deal for a not-so-big price. Because for just $19.99, you get 2 medium one-topping pizzas and savory Parmesan bread bites and gooey cinnamon bread twists and a 2-liter of Coke. It's the perfect combo. Just $19.99.
We're back here at Cape Fear Community College, the semifinals of the Region 10 Division II men's basketball championships. 7:54 left to go in the first half. Kevin, Pitt up on top over Bryant and Stratton, 30-22 at this point. And the big guy, Jaquan Baylor, for the Bulldogs, having his way inside right now.
Yeah, he really is. He comes in averaging 10. He's got 9 already, and right now the Bobcats just don't have anything for him. And his soft touch around the rim, he's obviously made his presence felt defensively, but tonight so far, he's the story on the offense.
Gamar Powers at the free throw line, comes off and hits his first one. Everybody on Pitt's roster that has come into the ball game has a bucket, at least a bucket here in the first half. So spreading that scoring around, Powers looking for his 4th point here. And he gets it. Good-looking free throws there. 30-24. Bobcats pulled her within 6. Amari Barber running to point now for the Bulldogs. Gets it over to Wooten. Justin Wooten in the ball game. Jaquan Curry working to get open. Can't get the ball in his hands. Barber going to take a jumper. Misses. And Kewan Oden.
Boy, tough pressure defense by Kamani Small on that last possession.
Dees from 3 misses. Well, Kewan Oden with a nice job to keep that ball alive. There's a good drive inside by Jalen Mitt.
Milt's got 4 here in the first half.
Well, the Bobcats starting to get a little momentum on their side now. Oh, just beautiful, beautiful anticipation there by Justin Wooten as he stole that pass and got an easy layup for the Bulldogs.
That's a backbreaker for the Bobcats head coach. Coach Coleman will not like that one.
That's a momentum killer, isn't it?
Yeah, no time to deal with it right now. What matters is getting to tomorrow, so you got to forget about it and just go on to the next play.
Kewan Oden driving to the bucket against Baylor and gets a shot up over the big guy. Good job by Kewan Oden.
Monty Small once again, just great pressure on ball defense. Got in just a little too much of it.
Gonna call him for a foul, yeah. Got him maybe with the body.
Well, the offensive player has allowed his cylinder. He's allowed his space, and I think there the referee's going to say that he went over and into that space as the offensive player leaned over, and so he is allowed to maintain it with his pivot foot. So that's where the foul came from. I personally appreciated the pressure defense.
Oh, yes. Speaking of pressure defense, there's a nice steal by Mitt, and
boy, and for Milt again there, it's one of those where it gained possession. He was looking to try to dribble it and try to do something underneath the basket, but Milt's got to understand that you just gained possession, and maybe even I think it was Khalil Oden that was in the corner. He might have been able to kick it out to him for a three-pointer.
And then they call him with a foul. They call Milt with a foul.
Oh, okay. Now that I missed.
Yeah, I missed that one too.
Boy, come on.
There's a steal by Small. Good quick hands.
He is working hard defensively.
Wow, and is strong to the basket. Well, the sophomore out of Lexington, North Carolina, and Bryant and Stratton now pulled to within 1. Good ball game. And Small again, almost with a steal. He's a difference maker here. Got to call a foul. That's got to be on Powers. That'll be 2 on Gamar.
Boy, Kamani Small has had 3 straight possessions. 2 where he did cause a turnover, and 1 where right there he just barely came up short from getting a 3rd one in a row.
7th foul on the Bobcats. That'll put the Bulldogs in the bonus and to the free throw line for Pitt. It's got to be Xylee Bazemore, 84% free throw shooter. 3 points now for Xylee. from Windsor, North Carolina, Bertie High School. Misses that free throw.
It's an interesting tact for Pitt to not have Baylor on the line for a free throw.
And I think it's probably to kind of save that energy so that he doesn't have to run down the court perhaps, but yep. You would think to get the chance for the rebound, you might have him down there.
Given the Bobcats lineup, he could reach over anybody on that in gray.
Foul's going to be a reach-in foul called on Bazemore. That is only the team's fourth, Bazemore's first. 5:31 left to go here until halftime. It's a 2-point game in favor of the Bulldogs at this point. Nice wide open three by Khalil Odom. They did a great job of rotating the ball to Khalil, and he drained the three. Bryant Stratton's back on top. See if they try to get it inside to the big guy. The drive by Boston, he misses, and boy, the Bobcats are quick on the break. Nice pass from Khalil Odom to Jalen Mitt for a putback, and it's 36-33. The Bobcats now with all the momentum, Kevin.
Yeah, the game runs like we talked about. Right now it's the Bobcats, and we'll see if Pitt can respond.
Bazemore misses on the layup. And Odom behind the back pass to Small, and the layup is good, and Bryant Stratton now on a streak. They're up 38-33.
Monty Small using every bit of that 6'1" frame of his to wreak havoc defensively, go get rebounds, get up and down the court. I mean, you look at it and you're like, hey, he's got 6 in the scoring column, but that doesn't even begin to be the story for Kamani Small.
Well, we got some folks chiming in on the live chat. We'll get to those. Jessica Smith, Candy Swain pulling for Pitt. Big Boy 0315 says, let's go, Coach Coleman. We're rooting for you, big brother. Champ says, will Coach Mullins play in the second half? Don't know. I don't know about Coach Mullins. I know that Coach Coleman over here to our left for Bryant Stratton was a college player at Newport News Apprentice. I do know that. Jay Anderson said, let's go Bryant Stratton. Tracy Coffer says, great block. You got Jay Anderson, Cameron Austin, Candy Swain coming in. Tracy Coffer says, come on, Bobcats. Got Kyla says, keep it up, dogs. Candy Swain. A lot of folks chiming in here, both sides.
Yeah, love all the great comments, and then really happy that people are enjoying the Region 10 tournament, watching us on YouTube. It's been a lot of fun so far these last 2 days. I mean, we've seen 5 very good ball games so far. This one has not disappointed. Almost halfway through a 6th great ball game here for the Region 10 Conference Tournament.
I think this is the most competitive Region 10 season we've had in a long time. And I knew that's what was going to make this tournament was going to be something special, and it's not disappointed at all. There is a lot of good basketball played at the junior college level. I will tell you that.
Yeah, it's tremendous basketball played at this level, and I think the coaching has made a difference, right? There's some great coaches at this level.
Baylor going to be called for a foul as he was pushing Jalen Milt to the floor. That'll be the second foul on Jaquan.
As we talk about a lot of exposure that the junior college level has received over the last few years, there are a lot more Division I schools that are looking to the junior college level because these guys come in with experience. They've already had a couple of years of getting that higher level coaching, playing against tougher competition, and there's value seen from the 4-year coaches even at the Division I level for the junior college players. So that's exciting to see that these guys are going to have a lot of opportunity going forward.
Nice steal, quick hands by Kiwan Odom, and a good pass inside to Milt. And Milt now, I think, with 8 points. 40-33, Bryant and Stratton up by 7. That's going to be an offensive foul. Good call on Zolly Bazemore. He took the forearm and shoved the defender to the ground. That'll be Bazemore's second foul. And we got some subs coming in for Pitt. Coming in, Norwood checking back in along with Tamir Moore.
If you're Pitt, maybe you think about getting your big man involved again. Baylor was doing well early. Listen, Norwood's also a great player. They've got some size advantages that they can potentially take advantage of. Let's see if they try to feed it into them at all.
Might try to work in on Baylor to pick up his third foul before the half. There's a long three-point shot by Kiwan Oden. Baylor's going to control the boards on the miss. Under 3 minutes now to go in the half. Burton drives, kicks it over into underneath the bucket to Norwood for an easy layup. Good job that time by the Bulldogs. Hamilton inside to Milt. Nice pass by Hamilton, and Jalen's got 10. Ball out of bounds. It'll remain with the Bulldogs. Jamar Powers going to come back in for Bryant and Stratton to replace Travis Hamilton. And Clarence Burton will inbound it. Gets it into Norwood.
Looking inside to Baylor, but couldn't find him. He was on the other side of the lane.
They got a little bit of a mismatch in there against Powers. Strong drive to the hole by Moore. He misses, and here come the Bobcats.
That right there is what makes Khalil Oden such a good player. A lot of really quick guys are going to try to force the issue. He pulled it back out, just reset the offense. Bobcats don't need anything crazy right now. They just need to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, just execute their offense. There's a three by Milt, misses, but he's going to be fouled by Traven Norwood, and he'll go to the line to shoot three.
Well, just not a smart play right there.
Milt, good-looking freshman out of Norfolk, Virginia, gets 3 free throws. It's his first one, 75% on the season. Second free throw is also good. Hamilton going to check back in for Powers.
Well, the last 7 minutes on the clock has really just been all Pitt. I mean, it's what under 8 timeout. Pitt was all the Bobcats. Pitt was up by 7 at the under 8, and now they're trailing by 10. What a turnaround here in this first half.
45-35. Yeah, the Bobcats just kept the pressure on. You're right, and got that momentum, and the Bulldogs have not been able to answer. Big guy can't control the rebound, and it's going to be Bobcat basketball. Pitt looks a little spent. They look a little tired to me.
They do, just a little bit. Maybe that's a result of the late game last night. I mean, that is a challenge. They had the last ball game last night, correct? Yep. It wrapped up, gosh, I guess around 9 or 10 o'clock last night.
It ended around 10:15, yeah. Three-point shot in the corner from Khalil Oden. 48-35. Under a minute now in the half. Bulldogs got to get on the board here. They need a good possession, and there's a foul by Hamilton.
If there wasn't going to be a foul there was going to be something between Khalil Oden and Norwood. because those two were going at it pretty hard. That's what I was watching. I was distracted by Khalil Oden trying to take on Norwood. It was a battle.
Khalil at 5'11", Norwood.
6'6".
Yeah. A little bit of height advantage there for Norwood. Tamir Moore will go to the free throw line. It's his first one.
Substitution for Pitt, number 15.
And Baylor going to go out and have a seat. Get a little extra rest there before the halftime break as Greenling comes back in.
Probably also a little strategic to try to not pick up that last foul.
Don't want that third foul, that's right.
If Pitt's going to be on defense.
Moore, 82% free throw shooter, looks for his 5th point of the half. And he gets it. 48-37, lead now 11 for the Bobcats of Bryant and Stratton, the number 2 seed. Looking to advance tomorrow. There's a 3-point shot by Dees. And the three's working now for Bryant and Stratton.
Yeah, they've hit 6 of them here in the first half.
There's a blocking foul on Hamilton. That'll be the 3rd on Travis.
A little slow to get up, making his way to his feet now.
And Ariane McCree will go and shoot some free throws, and Hamilton's okay. They're going to mop up the moisture there underneath the bucket. To the free throw line goes Amarian McCray. 7 points here in the first half for McCray. Second team all-region selection yesterday. He leads this Pitt team with points per game at 18.
Yeah, and we've seen from him these last 2 days what he's capable of, and certainly he's trying to lead the charge for his team right now to try to keep them in it. 7 first half points. 4 or 5 from the free throw line.
51-38, has another free throw. And that first win that Pitt had over Bryant and Stratton, he had a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds. He didn't play in the second game. They're going to need a double-double from him tonight, it looks like. 9 points now for McCray, 51-39.
Shot clock is off, so the Bobcats can play for the last shot if they choose to, but they did not.
I think that ball is going to be off of the Bulldogs. It'll remain Bobcats basketball. Surprised they didn't hold it for the last shot there.
Might rethink that now.
Yeah, 18.2 seconds left.
Might try to take a shot with 4 or 5 seconds left.
Now Raspberry.
Well, they're content to drive to the hole.
And they lose it. Milt drove to the bucket, lost it, and here come the Bulldogs. And that's going to be a travel on Tamir Moore. Just got into the lane with nowhere to go, and
they just pressed him just a little
steps.
too hard.
Yep. He had time. I mean, there's still 6.4 seconds on the court. He got up the court very, very quickly.
Yeah, we went from the saying that the Bobcats might hold for the last shot to
now they might.
They took 2 shots.
Yes, they did.
Pitt got down here, traveled, and now Bobcats are still going to get one last shot and get it blocked. Wow.
Oh, and Milt went in hard, and Norwood comes up with a block, and Milt hits the floor. I think he is going to be okay, but at the break, we've got a good one here. Bryant and Stratton over Pitt right now, 51-39.
It goes to Pecados y Milagros by Lila Downs.
Thank you so much, Mama, for feeding me through my belly button the wisdom and the strength to love through music. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Viva Mexico.
Well, we're back here at the half at the Joe and Barbara Schwartz Center here on the campus of Cape Fear Community College in Wilmington, beautiful Wilmington, North Carolina. Miles Poole and Kevin Garner with you here, halftime of Game 2 of the semifinals. And Kevin, right now Bryant and Stratton, they were down early, but they took control about midway through the half, and it's been all Bobcats since. They're up 51-39 over the Bulldogs of Pitt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situation where I think Pitt came out and they looked really strong early, but I feel like the Bobcats' guard play just really took over between Kamani Small, Khalil Odin. They really started applying a lot of pressure, and you could see that maybe Kamani Small a couple times. I even recall it was right here in front of us, and he was just all over the ball handler and creating havoc and those sorts of things. Just feel like it changed the momentum tremendously in the Bobcats' favor. And they've been able to pull out and establish a lead here in the first half. And we take a look at the scores that are on here. I mentioned Khalil Odin. He's got 11. Jalen Milt with 13 for the Bobcats. On Pitt side, Jaquan Baylor, he's got 9 to go along with Amari McCrae's 9 as well. Those guys are trying to keep their Pitt teammates in it, but right now the Bobcats have been able to create a little bit of separation, and they're looking really good as they go into the half. If you're Coach Mullins from Pitt, you just want to go in there and light a fire underneath your guys and just remind them that this is it, right? I mean, this is your season. It's on the line right now, and what you've got to be able to do is find a way to will yourself back into this. And you've got to be able to create some turnovers. We've seen Pitt be very physical inside. They can create some turnovers. Use your defense, get some stops, get some momentum built. And, right, all you need is 2 or 3 defensive stops in a row, and suddenly you're right back in the ball game. It's a 4-point game, and you're right back where you want to be. So nothing lost for Pitt at this point, but, got a little bit of work to do going into the second half.
Well, Bryant and Stratton coming into the game 20th in the country in points per game, right at 89 points a ball game. In the first 2 games they played with Pitt this year, Pitt held them defensively to 78 and 74, well under their average. They're not on pace to do that now. Bryant and Stratton's doing what they want to do on offense, and they've got 51 points at the break, well on their way to the century mark, and they've been doing it outside and inside.
That's right, and maybe if you're going into that second half, you're hoping to get some of your guards going, and maybe that'll give you a little bit of a spark. Jaquan Curry right now, he's a guy that he is a bit of a spark plug for this team, and he's been kind of quiet here in the first half. Just 2 points, comes in averaging just under 11, but more importantly, he's the guy that gets hands and creates a lot of deflections and gets that team out and running, and he's a bit of a spark plug, a lot of assists for them. But tonight, not so far. I mean, and I would also Traven Norwood as well. He's got 4 in the first half, but again, it's another player where he typically is outscoring. He's out front. You can get the ball in his hands, and he can do some things in space. Thus far, we've just not seen that out of those guys.
Yeah, 2 guys for Pitt that had great games last night. Bazemore had 17. Jaquan Curry had 16. Right now, Bazemore's only got 3, and like you said, Curry's got 2. And those are the guys that are going to need to step up for Pitt, I think, in the second half in order for the Bulldogs to get back in the ballgame. But, hey, there's 20 minutes of basketball left to play, and we know how momentum can shift and how teams can get on runs. So Pitt's certainly not out of the ballgame, but they got to play a lot better.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll look for them to come out of the break, and I'm sure they'll be looking to immediately drive some momentum in their favor, get some turnovers, and get out and transition and see what they can do to try to make a comeback here in the second half, because I promise you they do not want their season to end on Thursday night here in Wilmington.
Well, either of these teams lose tonight, probably their seasons are over, not in line to get an at-large bid. You've got to win this tournament to make it to the Nationals, and the winner of this game is going to go on tomorrow and face Davidson-Davie in the finals tomorrow night at 7. Davidson-Davie, the Storm, winning over the Fayetteville Tech Trojans tonight, 77-62.
Boy, yeah, and that was a fun game that we got to watch earlier. Excuse me, we got to call it earlier, and that's why we do it. I mean, games like that are why we show up to do this, right? It's a lot of fun, and we saw some great competitors, and we saw a 20-point effort from Ethan English, an all-region type of player. Got a double-double from Jamal Crisp, 13 points, 11 rebounds for the Storm. Saw their stars step up. I mean, such a deep bench, and I think throughout the course of that game, what you saw is that deep bench just really came into play against Fayetteville Tech. Fayetteville Tech felt like they were in control of that game for the first, 35 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then really the Storm just took over there. And I think you're going to look back at it and believe it was a 15-point win. As you mentioned, I think folks might look at that and say, boy, that wasn't necessarily a close game. Oh, it was, and it was Fayetteville Tech's to lose. But the Storm did what they often do, and they find a way to win and use that deep bench and get contributions from across the board to make their way to the final. So that's going to be exciting. Looking forward to the second half of this one, though, to see if Pitt can come back and maybe make a challenge. But I'm going to tell you what, Bryant and Stratton looks really good at the moment.
Well, Pitt's got the athletes to do it. We'll see if they can do it coming out of the locker room. We're going to take a break here at the half. We're about 5 minutes, 50 seconds away from the tap-off of the second half. Bryant and Stratton up over Pitt, 51-39.
As a Cape Fear grad, you have options. Maybe too many options. Are you ready? Get started at Cape Fear today.
Perfect combo includes 2 pizzas, 2 sides, and a 2-liter bottle of Coke. So we were asking real people how much they think all of this costs.
35, 45, 50.
$19.99. I'm about to order that when I get home. It's Domino's Perfect Combo, and it's all just $19.99.
Looking for a deal? Well, Domino's Perfect Combo is a big deal for a not-so-big price. Because for just $19.99, you get 2 medium 1-topping pizzas and savory Parmesan bread bites and gooey cinnamon bread twists and a 2-liter of Coke. It's the perfect combo. Just $19.99, only at Domino's.
And the Grammy goes to Pecados y Milagros by Lila Downs.
Thank you so much, Mama, for feeding me through my belly button the wisdom and the strength to love through music. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Viva México.
Where's Napoleon? That gets a pot for boss. Go!
And we are back here at the Sports Center on the campus of Cape Fear Community College, Miles Poole and Kevin Gardner here with you. Kevin, this is second game of the semifinals, and the winner of this is going to advance tomorrow to play the Storm of Davidson-Davie, who beat Fayetteville Tech tonight earlier in game one. And right now, Bryant and Stratton is that team, 51-39. But, you know, Pitt has the last 20 minutes to have a say about that. But they got some work to do.
Yeah, we've watched guys like Jaquan Curry and Traven Norwood, Amari McCray. We've seen what they're capable of. And I got to tell you, those guys do not want their season to end tonight. I am certain of that. And I got to tell you, I believe you're going to see a lot of effort from Pitt Bulldogs coming into this second half. I think Coach Mullins probably got a message through to his team of, listen, we've just got to be smart with the basketball. We've got to be strong with it, and we need to execute. If we get looks around the rim, we've got to finish. And I think we'll see Pitt come out a little bit different team. They played a really good first half for the most part. I mean, those first 10, 12 minutes they were in it, but they let the Bobcats pull away towards the end. And Pitt knows that their season's on the line right now, so I think we're going to get a lot out of them.
Well, we're about 40 seconds away from the start, and I tell you, Clarence Burton taking a lot of extra three-point shots out there, trying to warm up a little bit. Burton had 5 points in the first half, and somebody for Pitt needs to get hot.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line. You've got to find somebody to put some points up for you. I mean, again, we mentioned that McCray's got 9. But, you know, he did a lot of that at the free throw line. 5 of those 9 came. He's 5 of 6 from the free throw line. But that just says your leading scorer is having to get to the free throw line to score. Those are tough buckets,
yes,
is what that says. And I think that's the difference right now is the Bobcats have been able to get easy buckets. The Bulldogs are fighting for everything.
Well, you got Baylor, McCray, Norwood, Jaquan Curry, and Zali Bazemore for the Bulldogs. Khalil Oden, Kewan Oden, Gamar Powers, Kamani Small, and Jontez Raspberry are your starting 5 for the second half for the Bobcats. Khalil Oden working on Curry. They tried to get the ball inside to Small, and he loses it. That's a turnover to start the game, start the second half for the Bobcats.
Yeah, hey, if you're Pitt, that's step 1 right there.
Yep.
1 defensive stop. See if you can turn that into 2, 3, 4.
Bobcats with some full court pressure now. Bulldogs having a little bit of trouble getting the ball up the court. They get it into McCray. McCray, nice drive, and he's going to be fouled and will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of shots. That foul is going to be on Kewan Oden. That'll be his first. So McCray back to the free throw line.
Free throw line for his 7th attempt tonight.
He's in double figures now. Pulls the Bulldogs to within 11.
Bulldogs 10 of 12 from the free throw line, so they're not giving up any there.
No. Most of those free throws have been McCray's, haven't they?
Yes. He is now 7 of 8.
11 points now for McCray. Nope. Nice block there by Baylor, the big guy. Didn't hardly even have to leave his feet, did he?
He did not leave his feet, I'm fairly certain. Could see that one coming.
One of the best shot blockers in the country, not just the region. He is a force inside. He gets another one there, another rejection as Powers drives to the bucket, and Jaquan Baylor said, not in my paint.
It is too easy for him at times.
Bazemore almost with a steal, and I think they're going to call Kewan Oden with a foul. Let's see. They do. 2 fouls now for Kewan.
Okay, so you start off the half with a couple of stops, just like you were hoping for.
Bazemore now going to set the offense up, working on Khalil. Nice kick out and a three, a miss by Curry. But a beautiful job by Bazemore inside.
Bazemore getting inside at 5'6", somehow finds the rebound and gets it in for an easy bucket.
And the Bulldogs come up with the steal. That's Norwood with the putback, and just like that, Pitt comes out of the break on a run. It's 51-45. New ball game again.
Yeah, great response. This is what we said. You get a couple, three stops. Well, that's 3 stops in a row, and they've managed to score every time. The Bulldogs are right back in it.
Yeah, the Bobcats have yet to score here in the second half. Bazemore gets the rebound on Oden's miss. And there's a three-point shot in the corner by Norwood that misses. But a strong rebound and putback by Amarian McCray. And it's a 4-point lead now for Bryant and Stratton. Boy, that three way off the mark by Smalls, but a good putback there by Raspberry. Kind of stops the bleeding, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, they really needed that. The Bobcats did, because Pitt right now is absolutely getting up and down the court. And some of the guys we talked about, and number 12 right there, Jaquan Curry, flying up and down the court. Norwood getting some stuff done. But, hey, McCray's right now, he's leading the charge for the Bulldogs. I mean, he's got 13 on the night, but, boy, it feels like they've been on his shoulders for quite some time. But now everybody else is catching up to him and giving him some help.
Well, just exactly what Pitt needed to do coming out of the break. So whatever Coach Mullins said to the Bulldogs at the half seems to be working right now, and they pulled back, and then we've got a contest again here. 53-47, Bryant and Stratton up. A lot of time left to go in this ball game. 17:51 left to go in the second half.
Oh, yeah. Thought we had a 30-second timeout, but maybe it's the full. Yeah, I thought it was a 30-second timeout. They were coming back out, but it looks like, okay, now they are coming back out.
Yeah, the officials trying to get both teams back on the court.
Throwing us off, Miles. We've had a couple long days. We're tired. We don't need that. We got to keep it straightforward.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They don't need to throw any curveballs to the two of us with almost 6 games under our belt in 2 days.
Yeah, but it's been fun. I see everybody watching along, and so we're glad that everybody's enjoying this, and hope that you have been able to really sit back and watch all these ball games over the last couple of days and see some great Region 10 ball.
Got a lot of commentary from both sides of the ball, both fans.
Seems to be an emoji war going on for some folks there. That's the battle of YouTube, apparently, with the emojis between the two fan bases.
Bobcats going to put a little full court press on the Bulldogs. But down the court, McCray with an easy layup. And I tell you, he's having a great second half. Well, I tell you, Kamani Small tried to throw the ball off of Jaquan Curry. It hit Curry, but bounced off of Small. He's standing out of bounds. Yeah,
standing out of bounds. Yeah. Well, and those are the breaks you're going to make if you want to come back in this game, and that's what Bulldogs right now. They scrapped their way right back into it.
Bazemore and Oden. Bazemore kicks it over to Jaquan Curry. Curry, 10 on the shot clock, goes in for a spinning layup, misses, but the big guy, Baylor, is going to get the rebound and is going to be fouled on the putback.
Coach
Powers'
Mullins,
third foul.
Yeah, Coach Mullins really fired up. He senses right now the momentum that his team has. Would love to see Baylor actually put that one in, but tell you what, he's going to the free throw line and a chance to pick up a couple more.
Coming into the game, I mean, Baylor only a 52% free throw shooter, but in the 2 games that we've seen him play, he's looked really good, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, and I just jinxed him. It rimmed out.
Apologize to the Bulldog contingency.
I don't want. He looked over here at us, so I don't want. You don't want to make Jaquan Baylor mad at you.
Miles Poole, M-I-L-E-S-P.
Baylor's second free throw is good. He's got 10 points now, and it's a 53-50 Bryant Stratton lead. Wide open 3-point shot and a miss by Dees. Gets the long rebound. Good pressure defense there by Bazemore.
And I think pressure is the word, because I think you see the Bobcats feeling pressured offensively right now.
Raspberry misses in close, and the big guy Baylor is going to get the rebound and turns it over. Bazemore's going to get it back. Bazemore to Norwood. Bulldogs running the floor well.
1 point game suddenly, Miles.
53-52. Pitt's pulled back to within 1.
This was 12 points at the half.
Raspberry backs away from Baylor, gets that one to go in. Jontez now with 6 points.
It's like Raspberry thought about going straight to the rim and then saw what was in front of him and decided he didn't want to scale the mountain today, so just a little jumper.
Pretty good decision by the young man.
Oh, yeah.
That's a running one-hander by McCray. He's got 17. He's taking the Bulldogs on his shoulders here in the second half. 55-54. Bryant and Stratton still clinging to that 1 point lead. Raspberry from the outside won't go in. Bobcats control the rebound. Kiwan Oden has got a cramp, I believe. And they're going to have timeout on the court. But, yeah, he caught a cramp, and, boy, those things are painful, and they're stretching it out.
Yeah,
no.
There's nothing you can do.
And the thing about those, you take some liquids and you're going to be able to maybe play some more, but tomorrow you're going to feel that.
Yeah.
Timeout on the court, 15:33 left to go in the second half. Bryant and Stratton up 55-54, and we've got Kiwan Oden being attended to right now with cramp on the floor. Pitt's made a good comeback here in the second half to start the second half, the first 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, they really have. The Bobcats have only scored 4 points so far in the second half. I mean, it's been Pitt that's been the aggressor, getting up and down. Like we talked about, some of their stars needed to come out and actually, start playing some ball, and I think we've seen that so far. It's just that determination. You see a lot of sophomores going, I don't want this to be my last game. You might not know what's happening in your recruitment for the next level. So if this is it, we're going to leave it all out here, and that's what we're seeing from these two teams right now. Still have a cramp. He's still getting the cramp worked out.
Yeah, that's again. Those are no fun. And again, it's not something tomorrow that you're gonna. He's gonna get helped up off the floor. Kiwan's gonna come off, and he'll go take some liquids, I'm sure. He's walking very gingerly.
Yeah, he looks like he's probably in some pain right now. I do not want that.
You could see him catch that as he looked over to the bench like, guys, somebody's got to spell me or somebody's got to help me.
Yeah. He's in pain very quickly.
We're hiring.
The Region 10 Commissioner, Lynn Hartzell, came out to help him off the floor.
Putting in some extra work tonight.
I like that. Travis Hamilton got to inbound it for the Bobcats. And he gets it into Khalil Oden. Khalil's going to do a fadeaway three, misses, but Raspberry gets the ball back to Khalil, and Oden this time drains the three from the corner.
Well, if there's anybody that can stop the bleeding for you, it's Khalil Oden. He's got 14 so far on the night.
Norwood's going to take a three of his own on the other end for the Bulldogs. And a strong rebound there by Milt. And they are going to get the big guy, Jaquan Baylor, for going over the back. That'll be Baylor's third foul. Not going straight up, just kind of leaning over Milt that time.
Yep. Well, he doesn't have to go over the top. He's got such a size advantage.
They're going to whistle a foul. That's going to be on McCray. That'll be his first.
Bobcats looking to make a response run here. I mean, taking the lead back, up 58-54. Pitt came out, kind of punched them in the mouth here in the second half. And now the Bobcats are responding a little bit.
Hamilton going to inbound it. Gets it into Dees. Dees going to work against Norwood. Flips it over to Khalil Oden. Oden back to Hamilton. Hamilton working on Bazemore. Back to Raspberry. He got the big guy off his feet, and he got him up in the air and went around him, and Baylor will pick up his 4th foul. That's a big foul. A lot of time left in this game, too. Bazemore will have to take a seat for a while. 14:46 left.
Yeah, that's a tough one because he actually, he's a very reliable guard, but big man, and so he's a presence inside that you don't want to see him go out if you're the Pitt coaches.
Clarence Burton will check in for Pitt. Nice 2-point shot for Khalil Oden. And the Bobcats now have stretched that lead back to 6. Bazemore gets that pass into Burton. And they're going to call an offensive foul. They'll wave the basket off, and that'll be Burton's 2nd foul. Good defensive play in there by Raspberry.
Coach Coleman coaching hard right now. He senses the momentum back in his Bobcats' favor, and he wants them to take advantage of it. See if Pitt can respond now. They responded excellent going into the second half. And
Bazemore with the steal.
Yeah.
And McCray gets the bucket and the foul.
19 so far on the night. He's got 10 here in the second half. Going to the free throw line, 7 of 8 on the night. His shoulders are heavy at the moment, but right now they're still going forward.
$19 points for McCray. Gets his 20th. Just when you thought the Bobcats were going to pull away, the Bulldogs come right back at them. Well, pressure defense now by Pitt.
This is all the action we thought we might see in the second half of the semifinal day.
Bobcats trying to beat Pitt for the first time this year. Raspberry going to go down low. Oh, that's going to be an offensive foul, I think, on Milt. I think he lowered that shoulder. They're not going to call it on Milt. They're going to get McCray with it.
Well, it's a tough call. I think McCray felt like he had position and was in place there. Could maybe see where he might have an argument for that. But
looked like a shoulder dip and a push into me, but
referee says otherwise, so
I'm going with him. I'm going with him. We've had a great officiating crew for this whole series, haven't we?
Yeah, we really have.
The crews have been really good.
Yeah, very professional. Manage the games well.
Yes.
Right? And that's the thing. Is you want to manage the game well, let the guys play ball, but keep it under control.
Jalen Milt with a strong drive to the bucket there. McCray had no answer for that. 15 for Milt now. Bazemore pulls up for a three-point shot, misses. But a nice rebound and a putback from Clarence Burton. Good little hook shot there by Clarence inside.
His first points in the second half. He comes in a little over 8 a game. They can use a few more out of him.
That ball goes out of bounds against the Bobcats. It'll be a turnover. It'll be Bulldog basketball. And McCray going to get it inbounds to Jaquan Curry. Curry's been quiet in this ball game.
Yeah, overall, he just has 2 points, and again, he's typically a bit of a spark plug for them, and just like that, he goes right to the rim, but unable to complete the play.
Bobcats on the break. Nice save.
Great
by
save.
Milt.
I'm also glad he didn't hit that brick wall, because I was worried about that as he was running right towards it.
He was going to sacrifice his body for that, wasn't he? Hamilton tries a little alley-oop to Milt, and it's a little bit off the mark. And McCray charged hard to the bucket, dips it off to Norwood for an easy putback.
Raven Norwood, he's up to 10 on the night.
Back to a 1-point game.
Back and forth we go. I'm tired, Miles, but I'm up for it. You? I like it. Everything we wanted to see today. And
a little overtime,
yeah,
maybe?
Maybe. Why not? It's free basketball. It could look, I'll tell you what, at this point, it looks like it's definitely going to come down to the wire. We can say that much.
Pass inside to Dees. Dees went up for a shot, and it was blocked.
Now I've got two
by
players.
McCray, but I think they're going to call a foul on McCray. And both players still down on the floor. That's the third for Marion.
That's a big foul at this point in the game.
Yeah, Marion's holding that left hand, flexing those fingers.
That's his third?
That's his third,
He's
yeah.
got 20 on the 9. I mean, he's been Mr. Reliable tonight for the Bulldogs.
Rayshawn Boston will check in momentarily for the Bulldogs. And to the free throw line is Saquon Dees. Newport News, Virginia. One of the sophomores on this Bobcats team. First free throw is good. Norwood comes out. Boston in. And McCray still leaning over, grabbing that and flexing that left hand. The second free throw is out, and McCray gets the rebound. Pitt can tie this thing with a 2-point shot. They can take the lead with a 3. Get the ball inside to Burton. A little bit too strong on that layup, and the Bobcats control the boards. Boy, Milt misses an easy layup inside. And Hamilton gets a driving shot in the lane, and he's fouled. Travis Hamilton, his 7th point, and he'll shoot a free throw. Foul's going to be on Burton. That'll be his 3rd. And we got timeout on the court, 11:30 left to go in the second half. Bryant and Stratton up 65-61 over Pitt. We'll be back after this timeout. We are back here at the Schwartz Center here on the campus of Cape Fear Community College. It's been a great series so far, great tournament so far, the Region 10 Division II men's tournament. We've been calling the last couple of days. They're playing the Division II women's tournament here as well. They had 4 women's games today, the quarterfinals. Right. They got 2 semifinal men's games, so a lot of basketball being played on this court. And this last game is a good one, Kevin. 65-61, Bryant and Stratton leads Pitt.
Yeah, absolutely, and just as a reminder that what they're fighting for is a spot in the championship game tomorrow night against Davidson Davie at 7 p.m. right here on this court at Cape Fear Community College in the Schwartz Center. So both of these teams want to be here. They're fighting pretty hard to make it.
Freshman guard Travis Hamilton on the free throw line for the Bobcats. He'll be trying to finish off the old 3-point play the hard way. Shot is good.
Hamilton's now got 8 on the evening. Comes in averaging 7.7, so he's had a good evening for himself.
He's only a freshman. He'll continue to grow from here, so the Bobcats will have him back next year. Move inside by Burton. And McCray is going to be fouled underneath the bucket. Foul will be on Saquon Dees.
It's only the 15th foul, so it'll be taking it out underneath the basket.
Yeah, McCray was hoping he'd shoot some more free throws.
He
He's
shot
made a living
plenty.
on the free throw line tonight.
He shot 9 of them so far.
Jaquan Curry got to inbound it for the Bulldogs. Looking to get it into someone. Finally gets it into Burton. To Bazemore. Bazemore going to take a three-point shot. It's off the mark. But Burton gets a rebound and a strong drive to the bucket for his 9th point. And a steal for the Bulldogs, and a nice little scoop there by Rayshawn Boston. His first points, that was a big one, and it's back to a one-point game.
Right,
Bobcats up by 1.
We keep repeating that.
I know.
It's hit and repeat on the record. The question is can Pitt finally break through that and take the lead themselves and put a little bit more pressure on the Bobcats?
Dees for 2, he misses. Boston with the rebound. And McCray drives hard to the hole. Can't get it to go in, but he's going to be fouled. He will shoot some free throws here.
And now
Foul's going to be on Small.
He went down and he's holding his right ankle. And so maybe it's the other saying cramp on his end now. Not the ankle, but a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like they're stretching him out. 66-65, Bryant at Stratton up. There's 10:22 left to go in the second half. And
well, after the games that both of these teams played yesterday,
yes,
the amount of minutes that a lot of the guys on the court have to play, these cramps are starting to catch up with them. And I tell you what, they've been going really hard at it. And so they're starting to drop like flies. And Pitt really needs to get their guys some fluids and get them back out there. We've seen it now from Bryant and Stratton and Pitt as well, and this is just indicative of the type of play that it's been these last 2 days.
Well, that's what's so difficult for these guys, and I know they're well-conditioned young athletes, but in a tournament environment, I mean, to win this tournament, you're going to play 3 games in 3 days. If you make it to the Nationals, I mean, you got 4 games in 5 days to win that national championship. So a lot of basketball crammed into a short period of time, and you see this.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, and let's say it. I mean, these guys grew up playing AAU ball, and so they'll go in on a Saturday and they might play 2 or 3 games, but not the same level of intensity, not this far into the season.
Right.
At this point, for these players, this is their 32nd, 33rd game at this point, right? They've played a lot of basketball, and there's a lot on the line, a lot at stake tonight. So there's a lot of extra pressure, and that plays a toll on these young men.
Well, McCray's going to come out of the game. He's not going to be able to shoot his free throws. Bazemore will go to the free throw line to shoot those, and he misses the first one. And that's a rare miss. He's an 84% free throw shooter, so pretty solid on the season. Bazemore can tie the game up here if he makes this free throw. DeMar Powers going to check in for Saquon Dees. Bazemore taking his time. That one goes. Tie game, 66-66. Steal by Bazemore. Into Norwood, and Pitt's going to take the lead. Norwood's going to be fouled, and we'll get a chance for a three-point play here. Foul's going to be on Kewan Oden.
And if you're the Bobcats at this point, you just settle down, get out there and get running again, let your guards take over. Khalil Oden might need to just try to settle it, try to get some drives into the basket and kick. He's very fast, he's aggressive. He needs to kind of take over for his team at this point, try to settle them down.
Norwood misses the free throw, but Pitt has recaptured the lead, 68-66. We are at the midway point of the second half now. Khalil Oden thought about a three there, pulled it out. Kewan Oden back in the ball game after his bout with some leg cramps. Spin inside. Missed shot by Milt. but Raspberry is going to be fouled on the putback attempt.
I think that's a really good possession by the Bobcats. Come down focused, have a smart possession where you get a good look, able to get the offensive rebound and go to the free throw line here. But that was a bit of just, let's just settle down since Pitt's been able to come back in and take the lead. Raspberry
Could tie this game up with the 2 free throws. He makes his first one. Jontez has 7. On the season, averages right at 9 points a game. He had 9 last night against Lewisburg in that win. And Raspberry's second shot is no good. But Milt gets a rebound and can't get the putback. Had a chance to get the Bobcats a lead back, couldn't get it to go down. Boston now with a basketball. Over to Moore, Tamir Moore looking inside to Burton. Burton going to drive strong to the hole, loses it out of bounds. It'll be Bobcats basketball. Maybe pushing it a little bit there.
Yeah, maybe something that you didn't need at that point in the shot clock. Just keep working the offense and see if you can get some open looks.
Khalil Oden gets it inbound to Saquon Dees. Kewan Oden.
Just looking around the court at who Pitt has on the floor right now, and I think you've got to look to Norwood to get some points out of the lineup that's out there right now. He's got 12 so far, and I think they're going to look to him offensively.
Milt working hard on the board, can't get it to go down off of the D's 3-point miss. And there's going to be a foul on Khalil Oden. That'll be his second.
It's probably a bit of a bailout there by Oden, because I felt like that maybe Boston was a little out of control headed towards the lane, and had Oden just squared up and taken the charge, probably would have gotten the call.
8th team foul on Bryant and Stratton. So Rayshon Boston get a one-on-one here. Sophomore out of Goldsboro, North Carolina. Wayne Christian High School. As a one-on-one attempt here. Baylor getting ready to check back in for the Bulldogs. He's been out a little bit. He's going to come back in with 4 fouls at the 8:42 mark.
And they do send him back on the free throws. They do send him all the way back. You may be right about that. No chance for him to get his 5th foul and gives him a breather, make him not run the court.
Next free throw is good. Pitt now up by 3, 70-67. See if they go inside to try to attack Baylor right out of the gate to get him out of the game. Kewan Oden gets it over to Dees. They go inside to Raspberry, inside to Milt, and Milt puts up a nice shot inside amongst the trees.
And there you do see the impact of Baylor with 4 fouls. He couldn't really do anything. A lot of time earlier in the game, you might have seen him come in from behind and try to make that block, but he just allowed it to happen for Milt.
Well, they got Baylor and Milt hooked up with one another, and that's a big size disadvantage, but drive to the bucket by Boston. He's going to go to the free throw line. Shoot a couple. Second foul on Dees. At the 8-minute mark, we're going to take a timeout. Pitt leading Bryant and Stratton in a very close game here in the semifinals, 70-69. We'll be back at the Schwartz Center in just a moment.
As a Cape Fear grad, you have options. Maybe too many options. ready? Get started at Cape Fear.
No. We're back here at Cape Fear Community College. Kevin Gardner, Miles Poole with you, and we've got a good one here in the final game of the semifinals, second game of the semifinals. Pitt holding on to a 1-point lead right now, 70-69 over Bryant and Stratton.
Yeah, no one's going to be backing into the finals tonight. This is actually all about scrapping and clawing and leaving everything on the court. Both of these teams are right where they want to be. It's a 1-point game. This is a lot of fun. This has been a great game to watch. Excited to see what happens over the last 8 minutes. Both these teams deserve it right now. But one of them's going to go home a winner, and one of them's going home a loser, and it's going to be tough for either one of them.
Rayshawn Boston, a 70% free throw shooter at the line for the Bulldogs. Gets his first one. These are big free throws. They're all big the rest of this 8 minutes.
Yeah, every point matters.
Yep.
When the season is on the line.
Boston gets them both. 72-69. Pitt now with that 3-point lead again. And Amarian McCray going to check back in for Pitt, along with Jaquan Curry. Baylor's going to come out along with Bazemore for the Bulldogs. So we'll see how bad the cramps are affecting McCray. Bobcats trying the up-tempo a little bit here on offense, want to push things. Smalls gets it back to Kewan Oden.
Bulldogs brought
over to his brother Khalil.
They brought Baylor in for just about a minute on the clock and then pulled him right back out.
Sure did,
in that
didn't they?
media timeout. You might have thought during the media timeout he would have had enough rest to stay in there, but they've chosen to pull him out.
Norwood picks the ball off to McCray. McCray going to drive, gets the bucket. Drew a little contact, no whistle. 22 points now for McCray. I think this might be the biggest lead by Pitt, 74-69. Kewan Oden did a good job of not traveling there as he went down. Six on the shot clock. There's a long three by Khalil Oden. Short, and that'll be Bulldog basketball. Pitt can build on that lead here.
Yeah, that was the possession with Bryant and Stratton just never seemed to get in rhythm, right? And Kewan Oden was trying to do something with it. He lost control of the ball, handed it off to Khalil, and he had to take a long three-pointer.
Travis Hamilton. Jalen Mitt checking back in for the Bobcats. Coach is trying to keep fresh legs in the game now at this point. Boston gets it over to McCray. McCray with a running one-hander misses. And Milt on the other end can't get the putback, and the ball is stripped away by Moore. And then I think they're going to get Milt for a foul. Boy, everything went wrong for the Bobcats on that one, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. I mean, Milt doesn't need to pick up that foul. He misses the layup. Well, that's a tough change of possession for them. And now Pitt's going to be going down here and shooting free throws.
Tamir Moore will step up to the free throw line for Pitt. He's an 82% free throw shooter, the freshman out of Kinston, North Carolina. Gets his 6th point. 6-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Moore's second shot is good. 76-69. Pitt up. 6:20 left to go here in the second half. A full court trap there by Pitt. Hamilton kicks it over to Khalil Odin from 3, and it's perfect. That's a big-time shot for Khalil Odin, and that's just what Bryant and Stratton needed.
Right when they needed, they had to have a bucket badly, and he hits his second three-pointer of the second half. He's up to 19 on the night. This is the kind of thing that Odin does. He can keep this team in it. And right now, that was badly needed because it felt like over the last couple minutes the Bulldogs might be pulling away.
30-second timeout here at the 5:59 mark. We'll keep it here for you again. We appreciate all the messages here from the live chat. We're getting a lot of them from Jay Anderson, Jalen Chisholm. We've got Tracy Coffer. I think Tracy Coffer got one of the coaches for Bryant and Stratton is Corey Coffer. I'm sure they're related. Candy Swain says, let's go Pitt. Let's go Odin, show your leadership. Bulldog Nation, a lot of shout outs for the Bulldogs right now at this point as they made a comeback.
Big fan base there for Pitt. They've always been pretty strong. They're not that far away. Maybe we'll see some of them that will make their way to the arena tomorrow night if they can make it to play Davidson Davy.
That game's scheduled to tip off at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Nice hands there by Saquon Dees with the steal. Odin from 3 again misses, but a good rebound there by Raspberry, and he's going to be fouled, pushed in the back by Jaquan Curry. That is the 9th team foul against Pitt. So Raspberry will go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. And he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Not what the Bobcats needed. McCray kicks it over into the corner to Moore. Moore on his attempt to shoot a 3, stepped out of bounds. Coming back in for Pitt is the big guy, Jaquan Baylor.
Well, in a game like this, unforced errors hurt a lot.
Yes.
Sitting there with just a 4-point lead and you step on the line, that hurts.
5:29 left to go here in the second half. Kewan Odin going to bring the ball up the court for the Bobcats. He hits his brother Khalil Odin, hits a wide open 3. 22 now for Khalil. 1-point game, Pitt up by 1. Baylor underneath. That was easy. Beautiful pass by Norwood.
Got 12 on the night, just 3 here in the second half after 9 in the first. The Bulldogs would love to get a few more out of him before it's over. Coach Mullins all the way up here to half court. He's into it.
Yeah, he is into it. He knows what's at stake here. Step back 3, going to be short there by Dees. Going to be out of bounds against the Bobcats. It'll be Bulldog basketball. Yeah, both coaches very animated, trying to will their teams on to a win here. Full court pressure now by Bryant and Stratton. And McCray going to bring it up the court, gets it back to Norwood. To Bazemore, and gets it just across the timeline under the 10-second. Jaquan Curry taking his time. Gets it over to McCray. McCray inside, misses. Baylor with a rebound, can't get the putback, and I think he was fouled. They're going to call that on Dees.
Yeah, he was fouled, but classic big man mistake of bringing that ball down. He almost got away from him there. He's lucky to be at the free throw line. If he had just kept it straight up, he would have had an easy putback.
10th foul on Bryant and Stratton. Double bonus time now for the Bulldogs. And Baylor get a chance to shoot 2 here. Big free throws for the big guy. Comley sinks that first one. $79-75. Pitt leads the Bobcats. And the big guy makes both free throws, 80-75. Baylor's now got 14. Saquon Dees misses the three, and McCrae's gonna snag the boards. He's gonna run with it. Attacking the basket. Gets a nice layup, little scoop layup there for Marion. 7-point lead now by Pitt.
Well, you sense that the Bobcats really need a strong possession here.
Yeah, this is a big possession, I think, for Bryant and Stratton. There's another three launched by Khalil Oden. He's got 25 points, and he's keeping Bryant and Stratton in this ball game.
Yeah, he's got 14 here in the second half.
82-78, 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. McCrae going to be fouled. That's going to be on Kewan Oden, his fourth.
Yeah, that last three-pointer by Khalil Oden, that is his 7th three-pointer of the night.
Actually, they're going to call that foul on Gamari Powers. So with a timeout on the court, 3:17 mark, Pitt leads Bryant and Stratton 82-78.
Tee shop again.
We're back here, 3:17 left to go in this semifinal game. It's a good one. The Pitt Bulldogs lead the Bobcats of Bryant and Stratton right now, 82-78. Kevin, and the Bulldogs trailed most of the ball game, but in the second half made a strong run to start the second half, took the lead, and have not relinquished it.
Yeah, there for we for a long time just felt like that Pitt was getting pushed back on really hard by the Bobcats. The Bobcats had control of everything. Came out in the second half, and Pitt just completely flipped the script here, and they've managed to hold on to the lead for the better part of the last 6-8 minutes on the clock. And right now you feel like they've got the momentum, and it's the Bobcats that are pushing a little too hard offensively and just need to settle in these last 3 minutes, 17 seconds, get good looks. But more importantly, they got to find some defensive stops.
Mario McCrae at the free throw line. He's got 24 points tonight, and he left a little bit ago with cramps in the calf, but he's come back out and he is playing hard. 25 points now. Big free throws from the sophomore out of Tarboro, North Carolina. 26 points now for Marion, 84-78.
Yeah, McCrae's 10 of 11 from the free throw line tonight. You talk about consistency at the line. Pitt overall shot 86%. They're 24 of 28.
There's a foul. They're going to be called on Clarence Burton. That'll be 4 on Burton. That is the 10th team foul now on Pitt, so both teams in the double bonus the rest of the way. It's going to send Kewan Oden to the free throw line, 79% free throw shooter, and Kewan's got 4 points tonight. Gets that one. 84-79. Bryant and Stratton pulls just a little closer. Both free throws are good. It's a 4-point Bulldog lead. Full court pressure now, Hamilton. great defense by Hamilton, and he gets the charge, draws a charge against Rayshawn Boston. Nice play by the freshman.
What do you want? 20.
Adjusting the shot clock.
2:53 now left to go. Big possession here for the Bobcats. They can pull a little closer. They trail by 4. Kewan Oden going to bring things up for Bryant and Stratton. Khalil Oden with a 3-point shot misses. Hamilton gets the ball stripped by Boston, and it'll be Bulldog basketball. A 3-point shot by Khalil, a little bit off balance, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was leaning to the left. He never got set.
Full court pressure now by Bryant and Stratton. Bazemore going to bring it up for the Bulldogs. Gets it across the timeline over to McCray. McCray, double team, skip pass to Curry. Back to McCray. McCray inside, goes up with it. That ball was blocked by Raspberry, and down the court for an easy layup is Khalil Oden for his 27th point. It's a 2-point ball game, Kevin.
Boy, and that was just heads up by Kewan Oden getting that ball out.
Bulldogs down the court. See what this call is going to be. Foul is going to be on Raspberry, his third, and I think Boston holding that right arm.
Well, those two players collided at high speed, flying through the air.
Rayshawn not going to be able to go out and shoot those free throws. They're going to bring in Tamir Moore. And they ask Bryant and Stratton's coach who they want to shoot. He says Xylee Bazemore, so Bazemore's going to go to the free throw line. Bazemore is an 84% free throw shooter.
Not sure that's who I would have chosen, although I don't. While Baylor has shot well this weekend, he is on the court more of 55%, right?
First shot by Bazemore is good. 85-82, Pitt with a 3-point lead, 1:46 left. Bazemore gets them both. 82-86, Bryant and Stratton trails by 4. Hamilton going to bring the ball up against Curry. Freshman pulls up. That is a strong jump shot, clutch jump shot by Hamilton.
Gets him to 10 on the night right when they need it the most. Freshman stepping up big right there. For
yes, sir.
Big time shot.
Curry, 15 seconds on the shot clock, gets it inside to McCray. McCray going to drive inside, puts up a shot. It's good. 28 for a Marion 4-point Pitt lead, a minute left. Hamilton taking charge here, drives to the bucket, goes inside, puts up a shot. It's good, and he's going to go to the free throw line. The freshman playing big here down the stretch.
Not looking like a freshman right now.
No. Big Boy says Coach Coleman has removed the jacket. It's on now. Let's go. And he did just like he did last night. That's going to be it for Jaquan Baylor. Big free throw here for Travis Hamilton. .54 seconds left. Hamilton misses the free throw. That's a big miss. That would have made it a 1-point game.
to say that, boy.
Coach Mullen's going to call for timeout, yeah.
Just before the travel occurred, because that foot drug, but you can clearly hear Coach Mullen's calling for and being granted the timeout. He got lucky. That was very nearly a turnover, only up 2.
45.5 seconds left to go in the second half. And, man, this is a nail-biter, Kevin. We'll keep it right here during the timeout. 88-86, Pitt up over Bryant and Stratton. And I think they're going to bring Baylor back into the ball game, the Bulldogs will, coming out of this timeout. But it will be Pitt's basketball. 21 seconds on the shot clock. What do you see coming out of Pitt?
Well, your Pitt, you want to go ahead and set up a smart shot. I mean, you could possibly try to do something in the next 15 seconds to ensure yourself maybe another possession should Bryant and Stratton score on their end. But I think their focus should be run it down, run your best play right now. I think maybe get Norwood, or get Jaquan Curry driving and maybe kicking out, dishing to Norwood down low possibly. I'm not sure if he's in the game or not actually. Looking down there, and I don't think Norwood's going to be in there. So it might be Jaquan Curry and Amari McCray show going down here. But those two are the reliable guys that you've got in there, and certainly McCray's been the hot hand tonight with 28 points, 19 here in the second half. So look for Jaquan Curry to create something and try to find Amari McCray.
Tamir Moore going to inbound it across the way for the Bulldogs. 21 seconds on the shot clock. There's 45.5 left to go in the game. You got to get the ball in. And they try to get it into McCray, and it's going to be a foul whistle called. It's going to be on Dees, I think. Be the 4th foul on Dees, and Dees is saying that McCray grabbed his arm, but I think that's a good call there.
Yeah, I think Dees was draped around him, and now we're sending McCray, who's 10 of 11 to the free throw line.
He's got 28 points tonight. I'm just impressed with this young man. He has shown me a lot in the 2 days that we've seen him here. Has a chance to give Pitt a 2-possession, make this a 2-possession ball game with this free throw. 89-86, Pitt leads. Hamilton comes back in for Powers. And Amarion McCray tees up for this next free throw. This will be his 30th point if he makes this. And he does.
All right,
4-point lead.
Bobcats don't have to have anything like a three-pointer, but they do need to get down here and try to get some points on the board.
Kewan Oden drives. Nice bucket, nice quick score for the Bobcats. That's just what they needed. Full court pressure. Burton gonna get the ball inside. The ball, that's a tie-up. That ball will stay with the Bulldogs. Almost a turnover by Pitt.
Boy, you're in a tough spot. There's 20 seconds on the shot clock, 26 seconds left in the game. If you're the Bobcats, you got to think about fouling right now, because you just can't play this down to 6 seconds and take a chance that Pitt gets a 2-point bucket and goes to a 2-possession game. So I think you got to foul. If you don't get the steal on the inbounds, it's a foul game immediately.
Norwood going to inbound it for Pitt right in front of the Bulldog bench. And the key here will be to get it in bounds. They're going to have to call a timeout. That's a good timeout taken, a smart timeout by Pitt as they were getting ready to get that 5-second call. They could not get the ball in bounds.
Yeah, and the last thing you can do is have a turnover right there. You do not want to be in that position.
They got one full, 130.
So it looks like each team will have one timeout left. Pitt's got a 30-second timeout, and Bryant and Stratton has a full timeout. So we'll reset it. And Pitt, again, you're probably going to see Bryant and Stratton going after the ball pretty hard. Pitt's got to be strong with the basketball. If you're the Bulldogs, though, try to get that steal on the inbounds, put it in the hands of the referee, make them make a call on you, trying to get a steal, and then if you don't get that steal, then you make the obvious foul.
Jaquan Baylor going to come back in for Pitt. And it all comes down these last 26.3 seconds to decide who is going to go to the finals in this tournament. The Bobcats have not beaten Pitt at all this year. They've lost twice, and they get the ball into the big guy who gets it right back to Norwood, and that ball's knocked out of bounds by Kiwan Oden. I thought they were going to foul Oden when he got the basketball, but they didn't. He got rid of the ball pretty quick.
Baylor? Yes, he did.
That's what I meant, Baylor, yeah.
Out of his hands, yeah.
Norwood now got to inbound it again. Raspberry all in his face. Norwood gets it into Bazemore. Kiwan Oden on Bazemore. They're going to play the defense here. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Bazemore inside to Norwood. Norwood puts up a shot. He's going to be fouled. Foul is going to be on Powers, and that is not what Bryant and Stratton needed. That's 5 for Powers. But just as the shot clock went out, they bailed them out, and they're going to put Pitt at the line. So Traven Norwood essentially can ice this game if he makes both free throws here.
Now he's only a 57% free throw shooter.
Yeah.
So the only thing that matters is the next 2 for him right now, though.
And Bryant and Stratton will have 7 seconds to get down and get off a good shot. Norwood's first free throw is good. Clarence Burton coming back in for Pitt. The big guy Baylor goes out. Norwood makes this shot here. It makes it extremely difficult for the Bobcats.
Huge free throw here from Norwood.
Traven looking for his 14th point, his biggest of the game. He misses it, and the Bobcats are going to get the rebound and call timeout with 5 seconds left to go in this contest. We'll keep it right here, Kevin. This is a good ball game. The Bobcats have a chance. Norwood made only 1 of 2. The Bobcats got the rebound, and now they've got 5 seconds
now
to get off a good shot.
Now the Bobcats are out of timeout.
Yes.
They're going to take it out down there on the baseline.
Yep.
They've got to get the length of the court. Now there's plenty of time to do that. Clearly the guy you're looking for to take this shot is Khalil Oden. If you can get him a good look at it, that's who you want taking the shot. A hot hand in the second half has been Travis Hamilton, but do you want that in the hands of your freshman in this situation? I got to believe that I'm going to Khalil Oden. I got to find a way to get him a look at a three-point shot right here to try to send us to the extra period.
Yeah, and I tell you, Bryant and Stratton, they got some really good point guards. Kiwan Oden is going to bring the ball up, we think. That's what we've seen most of the night. Great ball handler. He can get up the court quick, and he's been able to get it to his brother on several occasions here in the second half for an open 3. So we'll see what they do, but I think you're right. I think go to Khalil for a 3. A 3 is going to tie this game and send it into overtime, and they've got 5 seconds to do it, but it's certainly doable. This has been a great basketball game.
It's been a great day of basketball, great evening here in the Schwartz Center at Cape Fear Community College. This one has not disappointed in front of us all the way down to the wire, literally.
Well, Kiwan Oden's going to inbound it. And he gets it into the hands of Dees. And he's going to be fouled on the 3-point attempt and will go to the free throw line. And the foul is going to be called on Bazemore. And I tell you, that was That was a smart play by Kewan Oden. He didn't have any kind of angle on that shot. He got contact and just threw it up.
That's right.
As the clock hit 0. There's no time on the clock. I don't think they may put some back on it, but these are going to be the biggest free throws of Kewan Oden's career.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to put in .7 on the clock, and let's just be honest, though, it comes down to can he hit 3 free throws.
0.7 seconds on the clock, and Oden's first free throw is good. He's got 9 points. None bigger than that one there. It's a 2-point game.
Now, I will say I am a little surprised the Bobcats are not sending somebody. I guess it'd be on the 3rd free throw. It's the only one that's live. So they've got to send some guys in there at that point.
He missed the free throw, so now he's got to miss this one. So what you want to do here, you want to get some big guys in. You want to miss the free throw and try to get a tap in. Jalen Mitt comes in. So Kewan Oden's got to miss it here, and the Bobcats got to come in and get a putback. And Pitt's bringing in the big guy, Jaquan Baylor, to make it a little more difficult for the Bobcats to execute this. 0.7 seconds left.
It's miracle time now for the Bobcats.
Oden, free throw misses. He tries to get it back up. It won't go. And Pitt is going to win this one 91-89 in a thriller. They have beaten Bryant and Stratton now 3 times this season. The number 3 seed, you can't call it an upset. They beat the number 2 seed, and they're going to move on to play Davidson-Davie tomorrow night for the championship.
Yeah, I mean, this game was absolutely outstanding. We saw a lot of runs. Both teams did not want to walk out of here. A lot of great players on both squads. Both coaches were into it. I mean, this was an intense environment here on a Thursday night in Wilmington. And, boy, it's a lot of fun. But, yeah, unfortunately for the Bulldogs, or excuse me, for the Bobcats, their season comes to an end, and the Bulldogs will be marching on tomorrow night to play Davidson-Davie for the championship.
18th win on the season for Pitt. They're 18-12 now. None bigger than that win right there. And we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and wrap this one up in just a
minute. Goes to Pecados y Milagros by Lila Downs.
Thank you so much, Mama, for feeding me through my belly button the wisdom and the strength to love through music. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Viva Mexico.
That's exactly right.
Welcome back here to Schwartz Center here at Cape Fear Community College. The Joe and Barbara Schwartz Center here in Wilmington, North Carolina. And Kevin, we've just been treated to an excellent game tonight in the second game. A big matchup between the number 3rd seed Pitt Community College Bulldogs and the number 2 Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. It went right down to the wire.
Yeah, the kind of game where you look at it, you hate it for whoever's going to lose this ball game, because all of these players left it on the court. I literally see Khalil Oden maybe being cramped, I think. Or Kewan Oden, he's cramped as he did earlier in the game, being carried off the court over here to our left. And that's the kind of game it was, where it was just a battle of attrition. And, you know, you didn't want to see a loser, but it has to happen. Unfortunately for the Bobcats, again, their season comes to an end. What a performance from Khalil Oden with 27, including 16 in the second half. He had 7 3-pointers on the night. Incredible game that Bryant and Stratton played, but ultimately Pitt was just a little too strong. They had a little too much firepower. That physical inside presence was just overwhelming, and they found the players to step up and play beyond themselves and overcome at the end. And that's literally what it came down to, is just who was going to overcome at the end.
Well, 6 games in the book for us. Pitt wins this one 91-89. We've got one more game left. That's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll be right back here at the Schwartz Center, where the Davidson-Davie Storm, the number 1 seed, the number 7th ranked team in the nation, going to take on the number 3 seed Pitt Bulldogs for this championship.
Yeah, it'll be a great matchup. Teams have it's been tough games throughout the season, both times that they've played. I think Pitt's going to want it pretty hard. They expended a lot of energy, but so did Davidson Davie having to beat Fayetteville Tech earlier today. So I think we're going to see a great game right here. I look forward to it. I hope everybody tunes in or makes their way down to Wilmington if they still can.
Thanks, everyone, for the text us on the live chat messages tonight. We appreciate you tuning in. We invite you to join us tomorrow night. Until then, have a great rest of the night, and we'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock.